Good afternoon, students. Today we shall complete part 9 of nervous system. Now we'll start with peripheral nervous system. What is peripheral nervous system? It is the nerves arising from brain. Okay, PNS. It has cranial nerves, which are 12 pairs of cranial nerves are there. And moving on, nerves arising from spinal cord. They are having spinal nerves, which are 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Okay, so peripheral nervous system consists of two things. First, nerves arising from brain, those are cranial nerves, and there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Nerves arising from spinal cord, there are spinal nerves, which are 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Okay, this much is understood. Moving on. Autonomic nervous system also has visceral nervous system. We shall study this here only later. Okay, now focus on divisions of autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system has two types of falling under it: sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. What is sympathetic nervous system? Sympathetic nervous system deals with fight or flight response. It accelerates the heartbeat in abnormal conditions, and it also secretes hormone adrenaline, which is secreted by adrenal glands. Okay, this much understood? And it also provides extra glucose supply to muscles and nervous tissue to fight or for flight. Okay, this much is understood. And coming on to parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system, it brings the body towards back to normal, or it calms down the effect of the abnormal condition. Like if everything is okay or normal, there's nothing violent outside in the environment, then the parasympathetic nervous system brings the body activities back to normal. It gives the calming effect on the body and increases intestinal motility. Okay, so digestion and all is increased, salivation, etc. Now moving on, what is the difference between sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system, PNS and SNS? First of all, if we see the organ of the body, pupil of the eye, it dilates. Okay, and in parasympathetic nervous system response, it constricts it. Okay, so if there's some danger, then your eyes or the pupil of your eye will dilate to understand or the whole situation. Okay, so that is sympathetic nervous system, and the reverse or the opposite will be done in the parasympathetic nervous system. It will, your eyes will constrict. Okay, and you need to sleep, or you are just calming or relaxing. That is why the pupil of the eye will constrict. All right. Now the second response is salivary glands. Salivary glands decreases salivation in the violent or abnormal conditions, and it increases in the normal calming conditions. Heartbeat increases the heartbeat. Obviously the heartbeat will increase so that you will feel the fear of for flight or fight. Okay, and it decreases the heartbeat in the other case. Blood vessels, it constricts but dilates coronary vessels. It constricts the blood vessels in the sympathetic nervous system, but in parasympathetic response, it dilates blood vessels but constricts the coronary vessels. Okay, so heartbeat will calm down. Then lungs, what happens to lungs? It will dilate bronchi and bronchioles and constricts bronchi and bronchioles in the opposite condition, relaxing one. Okay, now moving on, quiz corner. Define reflex action. We have studied this before in other parts, but if you are not able to understand, or some parts you feel are missing, then please pick up your textbooks and try to understand it from there. Textbooks, whatever prescribed textbooks you are following for ICSE, or even if you are a CBSE student studying from these videos, you can always go through your own textbook for further analysis and understanding. Okay, children? So by how many roots does the spinal nerve arise? This is quiz. And then how many pairs of cranial nerves are found in mammals? This we have just studied right now. 12 pairs are there in cranial nerves. What is the reflex arc? Now coming on to the summary. Okay, the first point is nervous system and endocrine system are two coordinating systems in our body. Okay, so they coordinate the tasks or their the reflexes or the responses. They coordinate all of them. A neuron may be sensory, maybe motor from the brain, or relay, both mixed. Okay, then third, the conduction of a nerve is an electrochemical event. This we have studied in previous parts, so you can go through your book also once and just revise it from there. Brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. We have studied this. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain, and cerebellum, which controls the posture, is the little brain. Reflex action, also important, is the immediate body response without the involvement of the brain. Okay, children, so we will wrap it up here in this small part, because I don't make very long parts so that you don't get confused with the concepts. Some concepts you have to understand and just mug it up, and some concepts with diagram, with your own writing down of short notes, you will understand it better. Okay, so keep learning, stay curious. Thank you, children. If you find it useful, please like and subscribe to Smart Dino, Think Smart Dino classes. Thank you.